Hello, Facebook. Hello, TikTok. Hello, IG. I hope that y'all are having a fantastic night. I wanted to just kind of get on and talk about my story. I wanted to talk about what really sparked me to really go and be a fitness coach. You know, what sparked me to help others and why I do it to even begin with, right? Um, I didn't. There was a time where a struggle was there, and my story's quite. I don't know if you want to say long or how you really want to kind of like say it, but it started with um, me having a broken heart. That's where the whole entire journey began. I had a total broken heart, and I was just kind of, going through the motions. I had, this is not easy to say all out loud on public. I had gone out in or I had really fallen for a guy. I really thought that he was the one. Like, I mean, we clicked. We clicked big time. We got along with each other really well. We had a lot in common, enjoyed the same foods together. And I mean, we could have been like best friends from a whole nother life. But there were times that or not, I ended up fighting quite a lot. But that I'd feel sad and I wanted to be comforted. I wanted to have encouragement because I found out, that he was seeing other girls, and that's, you know, I, I have a fear of people leaving me because everybody always leaves me, and I get totally sad over it. And it's just like, it's actually really hard to say this all out loud. It was easy to type it earlier, but when I was just going through all that, I had, really invested a lot of time, and I tried hard for him, harder than I had ever tried for anybody else. But when things came down to where I felt alone, I felt lonely, I felt empty, I had really ran to fast food, and a binge eating disorder had developed onto me. I didn't even know it was a binge eating disorder at the time. I had no idea. Um, I actually was, let's see, how to even go about it. It was a binge eating disorder, but I didn't know. It was me ordering McDonald's 2 to 3 times a day. It was me feeling depressed, not recognizing depression. It was me, basically, how to go about it. It was me, you know, not wanting to cook anymore. It was me ordering Taco Bell, anything fast junk. I'd even order that, and then I'd even go into the break room of my work, and I'd go and grab, those Rice Krispies with the caramel and the chocolate on top. That sometimes they're like yay big, about that big. Yeah, I'd even go into our break room and get one of those as well. It was a lot of not loving myself. It was a lot of um, really beating myself up. I'd still go home and I'd overeat then. And, at the time I wasn't thinking about what my daughter had even wanted to, um, how do you want to say, it wasn't, there was a time that I wasn't even thinking that what my daughter was seeing. I didn't care at that time. It was just a lot of beating myself up and not taking care of myself. And I didn't recognize I even had a problem. And I just wanted to feel comforted. I ate food so I would feel something. I ate food so that I would feel, you know, not just comforted, but I'd have a feeling in my stomach. I'd have a feeling where that I was wanted. I felt safe with food. Food was my go-to drug, and you know how to even say, like, food made me feel wanted, and that's how I started gaining a ton of weight. My top weight was 250. My top weight was literally eating at my blood pressure. I had no idea that that was even going on. I knew I had high blood pressure. I struggled with it after having my daughter. I struggled with high blood pressure for about 6 to 7 years. It was just until this recent year when I ended up, taking control of my life, and I ended up I had to go to the emergency room, and that's when I found out that my blood pressure was no longer an issue. I started a job at the beginning of the year of 2020 or 2021, sorry. And at that time, my blood pressure was still up. At that time, my blood pressure was still kind of bad. But when I had gone into the ER the beginning of this year because of Azor, my left eye, because my vision started going away and I didn't know what was going on, they took my blood pressure in there, and that's when I found out that I didn't even have high blood pressure anymore, that it was within normal range. But, you know, before all this ever happened, I'd find myself pushing my daughter Casey to be a better person. I found myself basically, telling her to do all these things while I wasn't even putting on a good example. I was telling her to, try harder while I was giving up on my life. I wasn't trying at all. I basically was just an advocate at that time. I gave words without action. And I'm a person that, I got to be putting into some kind of, I got to have my actions prove my words, because kids do learn from what they see and what they hear. And I fully, truly believe that, because the more that I bettered my life, the more that Casey would actually try harder. The more that I did, the more she wanted to be like mommy. It's the times when I tell her to not give up riding her bike when I was there, and she'd get mad because here's mommy sitting on her ass on the ground, but she's up and trying to, you know, get going on her bike, and all I was doing was just sitting. Or I'd eat junk food, as I still told her what foods are bad. And then what other things have I done? Like, it was a bad past. I was giving up on my life. And I didn't even put it into perspective until once I actually think about it now, because I wasn't, how do you want to say, I wasn't really aware of my issues until I started getting better. I wasn't aware of like how sad I was, because I was still heartbroken. I was upset. I wanted Casey to be a better person, but mommy wasn't willing to change at that time up until now. And I'm not going to say it was easy. You really got to want it when you want to change yourself. You got to really find out what's wrong. You got to dig at your pain. You got to push through your pain to become a stronger and better person. You got to really push through all them pain points. What do I want to say? It's like, I don't know. It's relearning your mind, reteaching yourself, and really re-going through all the emotions. And the amount of fast food that I was eating, I probably could be rich off of that by now. I can guarantee you I was probably spending at least $600 a month extra without a care in the world, because I just wanted to feel better. Like, people were noticing and they're like, Jesus, is that enough to eat? I'm like, oh, and I'd use the excuse of I'm just hungry. And it wasn't even that. I was hungry for attention. I was hungry to feel wanted. And that was just like a really sad point in my life. And even though it was really hard to even say all that for that even being, it's like, just to get that off my chest, just to talk about it out loud, is another thing. Like, and I don't want women to or mothers to feel alone if they're ever in that kind of situation. I don't want them to feel like they can't talk to anybody. Because I've seen some ladies talk about, that they have a binge eating disorder, but I've never seen that they've ever, came out and talked about it. Now I've got a healthy relationship with food. Now I get 2 of these in a day. So this is actually my second one for the day. Now I'm learning, portion control. I can eat any food that I so choose as long as it's within my macros. Macros is just a fancy term for fats, carbs, and proteins, which, I'm not going to say I'm perfect at it because I'm not. I am only normal. I am a mom who struggles with it from time to time, but I don't let it overtake my life. I don't let food come and abuse my life anymore when I'm down. I try to figure things out. Or I try to figure out like what else I can do for the day to have a better thing going on. Um, little things like that. I don't sit and just eat a lot of food. If I'm upset, I'll probably end up just taking a nap and relaxing. But I haven't been that upset in like quite some time either. So that's the good part about everything. Trying to think of anything else. Also, if you're new here, my name's Carrie. I'm an online fitness coach. So I've also got the same username on Instagram and YouTube. So if you want to catch my story on replay, it's going to be on YouTube. But yeah, I was really heartbroken when that guy left me. Like, the name's not even important. I'm going to be mature about it. I don't believe he's ever ran my name through the dirt, so I'm not going to do that to him. Not to mention, I do still care about him. I do still think about him probably every day. But the thing is that I had to really up and leave, and it was probably one of the hardest decisions out of that because I needed to have a healthier relationship with myself. I needed to get better before I could be better for somebody else. I needed to have a healthier mind because when I met him, I was not in like a super happy place by any means. I wasn't healthy, balanced in my mind. And I feel that like that's the important thing that you need to be when you go to meet new people. You can find people that are both in their dark places from time to time, but when it's just the whole, how do you want to say? When it is just the whole dark place and dark place, you kind of save each other. But when somebody's not in a dark place and you're just kind of rolling through the punches, and eventually the demons that you didn't face from the previous relationship will come out and bite the one that didn't deserve all that. But yeah, I've never really been the type to turn to food, but I'm also on a birth control, and I've wondered if like that may have had to do something with it. I won't know until I get that actually out. So, and that's on Nexplanon. So, yeah. Anybody got any questions? Anybody that struggles with a binge eating disorder got any questions on how to like overcome it? Anything of that sort? I do appreciate everybody that came in. There's 3 people on Facebook. There was about 10 on TikTok. Thank you to the 1 viewer that's been here the whole time. And then the 2 viewers on Instagram. No, I don't want to end. I'm trying to give me questions. Anything? No, that wasn't easy for me at all to get on and say. But that's basically why I wanted to be an online fitness trainer. I don't want ladies or moms to feel alone when they're like struggling to really have a healthier relationship with food, because there is a lot of misinformation out there. There's a lot of companies out there that try to push their products and, oh, we'll do this workout and do that, and they don't even know what the hell they're doing. And before they know it, they have somebody getting hurt or they get sick because they're not eating the right things, they're not doing the right workouts, so on and so forth, and unfortunately that's the sad thing about MLMs out there. They just want you to buy their products. They don't really have a workout that you can really do, for that matter. They don't hire an actual coach. It's a sad, sad world. I think everybody's out hanging out on their Friday doing something. They ain't hanging out with me here. This is supposed to be like glow in the dark for this case, but it I don't have it off enough to even know if it's a glow in the dark one. Thanks for popping in on Facebook and YouTube for anybody that's there. This is going to be uploaded into YouTube if you want to catch the replay, or it'll be uploaded onto my Facebook too. Instagram, I think it'll be uploaded there too. So it's definitely uploaded into 3 different places. If you have any questions in regards to nutrition, fitness, or anything at all, feel free to ask them. You can just give StreamYard the permission, and we can go ahead and do that. That way I know who's commenting, and I can view your comments as they come in. Yeah. And my story is a little dark, but me talking about it helps get it out there for awareness. You know, I've been through a lot throughout my life, not as much as some, but enough to have experience under my belt. I've got a better understanding with food. I've got a healthier relationship with food. I used to think that the only way to lose weight was to eat chicken and rice and broccoli, for that matter, and it's not even that case anymore. Um, it's also not the case when you could practically eat almost anything as long as it fits within your macros. That's the fun part. Um, yeah, I was really, really broken. And I haven't really told anybody that story. And trying to really get it out there isn't easy by any means, but opening up and talking about it helps, because I know I'm not alone in it. I know there's other women out there that have had their heart broken, that have found themselves in low times, and then they turn to food for comfort, that they turn to food to feel better. I mean, they don't make movies for no reason where the girl's heartbroken and she's sitting in front of a TV eating ice cream for no reason, because it happens. Yeah, she'll eat like a whole tub of ice cream. That wasn't me. I was McDonald's, Burger King, Taco John's, anything greasy. I ordered that to feel better. And it wasn't no small order of fries on the side. That sucker was a large. Now, the pop, on the other hand, I had all under control. I wouldn't drink a lot of that. I'd have normal size there. There's always soda, but it was a very toxic feeling. And I'm glad I was able to pull myself out of that, so that way Casey could have a better relationship with herself and see that mommy actually does care about herself. That, mommy could actually be a better mommy, to show her that hard work does pay off, that hard work eventually equals into greatness. But yeah, that was my story. And I appreciate everybody that has came on to listen to me, who may even resonate with it, who may feel as though they're not alone in a current situation. So, like, if you are struggling with a binge eating disorder, or if you're struggling with, turning to food when you're hurt, when you're sad, you're not alone by any means. There's a lot of us out here that actually have gone through. You were on Facebook. Hey, all you gotta do is give StreamYard permission, and I can tell when you comment. The number swapped. But yeah, it's just, I know you're not alone by any means. A lot of us have gone through it. Not an easy topic to talk about, that's for sure, but it's not uncommon. I laugh. Just out of nerves for that matter. Because it's not a funny matter. But, I didn't know I was going through it. Not until recently when I'm like, oh, that's what that's called. I had no idea that it was an actual disease for it. I like seeing your face and talk, not your side. Yeah. I figured to get my story out there. I wanted to try harder for Casey, and that's why I can relate to like you ladies. I can relate to you and the other ones that are in the program. We give up a lot on ourselves when we have children because we feel that they come first. Which, yeah, it makes sense. Put your kids first, but then you go to shit, and you don't realize it until you actually wake up from your demons. Having fun. And pulling it through. Ah, but yeah, I don't know who else showed up on Facebook, but there's quite a lot of viewers there for a minute. It was nice to see. It was quite nice to see. Yeah. Anybody's got any questions or anything in regards about my story, or they feel that they have gone through a similar experience, or if you feel like you have finally found somebody, love you, but find like that you no longer feel alone, share your experiences in the bottom if you want to. You don't have to. But I am your voice. I am here, and I appreciate you taking the time and actually listening to my story. Yeah, I'll be others as well. Just got to get them on board and help them. That's about it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I appreciate everybody that came on. Thank you. I'm ending.